So hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 29 of the May Daily Leetcode challenge, and we have an easy question in front of us. Let's see what the question is. It's question 1603, design parking systems. Okay. So as the name says, we are going to make a full class, not just a function, but basically a fully functional class we are going to design, which will have different functions for implementing a full functional design parking system. Okay. So let us see what is the demand of the question. So design a parking system for a parking lot. So one thing you need to notice, it has three kinds of parking spaces. Okay. So let me show you this first. Then we'll go to that. Okay. So yeah. So there are basically three types of car parking available. So one is called big, the second one is called medium, and the third one is called small. Okay. So they are represented using integers. Okay. So they when we say type one, it means the parking referring to the big type. Okay. Similarly, when we say the type 2, it refers to the medium type parking. Okay. Similarly, when we say type 3, it refers to the small type parking. So basically there are three parkings. This is how it is being represented. Okay, using these integer numbers. Okay. So yeah, as they have mentioned, there are three kinds of parking spaces: big, medium, and small, with a fixed number of slots for each. Okay, so these are types of parking, and for them the number of slots are fixed. Okay, so let me you can say like some X number of slots are there for big, big space parking. So Y number of slots are there for Y space parking, medium space parking, something like that. Okay, so there are fixed number of slots for each of the parking sizes. Okay. So next, what we need to do is we have to implement this particular class as you are seeing here. Okay. So in this, there are two functions which we have to implement. First one is the constructor. Okay. So in this, we are given the slots available for each type of parking. Okay. These are the slots. Okay. See, these are parking spaces. Okay, type of parking spaces or whatever you call it. But here, what we are seeing is an integer given to us, which represents the slots available for that particular type of parking. Okay. So when we say the int big, it refers to an integer, which means which mentions the number of slots available for big spaced parking. Okay, that is the basic idea here. The number of slots for each parking space are given as part of the constructor. Okay, that is the first function, and the second function is the most important one. Okay, here lies the real programming. Okay, so what we are given is we are given a car type. Okay, checks whether there is a parking space of car type for the car that wants to get into the parking slot. Okay, so we want to park this particular a car which has this particular type. Okay, we need to check if this space is free or not for this particular type. If it is free, return true and reduce the space. Okay, that means allow the space. Okay, otherwise return false. That is the basic idea. So here they've clearly mentioned card type can be of three kinds: big, medium, and small, as we already know. And here comes the one. Okay, they are represented using 1, 2, and 3, as I have mentioned here already. Okay, this is for easy reference. I have mentioned it here. Okay, so when I say type one, it represents to the big spaced parking. Okay, and yeah, and so on. You can just refer it. Okay, a car can only be parked. A car can only park in the parking space of its car type. Okay, that means medium sized car can only be parked in the medium size. You cannot use big size parking for a medium sized car. Okay, that is the basic idea. If there is no space available, return false. Else, park the car and in that means size space. And what that means is, see, for example, for big sized slots. Okay, that means for this particular thing. Okay, big space parking. Suppose five spaces are available. Okay, I need to park a car now, so I will reduce it to four because I have allotted that slot to the car which is coming now. Okay, that is the basic idea. So how I'm implementing is I'm just storing them in the array. Okay, in case I'm calling that array as slots. If you are aware of what Python does, so basically self refers to the class, current class. Okay, this particular class. So when I say self dot something, it means that particular thing made up data member. Okay, is made data member of the class. Remember one thing: these things are passed to this particular function. Okay, I cannot use them in the other function because they will be unknown there, right? That's why I have to save them in a way that it can be used in the next function also. That's how I am doing it. I am making it as a data member of the class so that it can be used in the next function also. Okay. So what I'm doing is in the index 0, I am storing the number of slots available for the big size parking. In the index 1, I'm storing number of spaces available for the medium sized parking. In index 2, I'm storing the number of slots available for the small size parking. Okay. So remember one thing, it is 1, 2, 3, but in my the way I have stored it becomes 0, 1, and 2. Okay. It is 1, 2, 3, but the way I have stored becomes 0, 1, and 2. That's why I have to do a minus 1 here. Okay. That's what it is. So this refers to the car type parking. That means if they give one, it means the big type parking. Okay, and so on. So what I'm doing is, in this is refers to the array. This refers to the array. I am doing -1 because the way I have stored it is like that. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3, but I have 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so this particular thing refers to the number of slots available for that particular type of parking. Okay, if it is greater than 0, only then this particular code will be implemented. If it is not greater than 0, simply return false. Okay, if it is greater than 0, make that particular value -1. Okay, means reduce 1 from it. Okay, so this refers to the that particular number of slots available for that particular type of car. Reduce -1 from it. Okay, after you reduce -1, return true. So this is the ask of the question. Okay, if there is no source available, return false. That is what we are doing here, right? Next thing is, else park the car. That means park the car means, see, one slot we have to allot for it. That means number of slots will reduce, right? That is what is the meaning of that. Park the car in that size space and return true. That is what we are doing here. This is for parking the car. That is for reducing the number of slots for that particular type and returning true. That is what we are doing here. So yeah, fun. That was all. It was a simple question. Okay, I will just quickly run and show you also. It is clearing the test cases. This was really a simple question. Let us not go for this time and space complexity and all those things for it. There is no need for it. It's basically a constant time complexity. Okay, uh, we are not using any n or any such thing here, which we can use for finding that time complexity. It's O of 1. Okay, all these calculations can happen in O of 1 time. Okay, so yeah, friends, that was all. If you have any, see, let us try to analyze first, because every time I'm saying, if you have better ways, please suggest me. But let me try to analyze what are the other ways possible. You can use a dictionary instead of using. See, I've used a array. Okay, I'm referring to it based on index. Okay, relative reference. But what you can do is you can use a mapping also. Okay, a dictionary maybe you can use something like that. And yeah, that is the only way now. Okay, because see, you have to ultimately store three things. Array is also fine for it because three things are not a big thing. Similarly, you can store dictionary also. That is also fine. Yeah, more than that, I don't think there is any other way. Or you can store them individually also using separate data members. That is also fine. But I don't think there is any other way for doing it. These are the only possible approaches, and yeah, they are simple ones, right? You no need to for going for a complex one, right? That was all, friends. If you have anything, please do comment below. And yeah, let's meet tomorrow. Thanks a lot.